My name is Jenny. My husband and I currently have 4 children, and I am currently pregnant with baby number 5. This is an extra special pregnancy for my husband and I, as our little girl was diagnosed with Down syndrome. A lot of people ask me, why would bring a child with Down syndrome into this world? We believe that we are being sent an extra special little spirit from God. We love having children, and we love watching them learn and grow and become the amazing human beings they are and contribute to the world around them. One thing that does worry me is the state of the world. We recently bought a 170-acre farm, and we're learning to grow our own food. We do feel that you should be somewhat responsible financially before you have children, but kids really don't need that much and don't cost that much. They need your love and attention more than anything else.
Well, Jenny, who you just saw, is 43 years old and 23 weeks pregnant, who posts about her journey online. But many people ask her why she's having a 5th child. You've been asked that a lot, right?
Oh, yes.
And how do you answer that?
I believe I'm grateful that I have the choice to be able to have as many children, as little children as I want. I'm grateful I live in a country where I have that choice as a woman. People think we're crazy after raising teenagers, we're starting all over again, but that just shows how much we've enjoyed doing it so far.
Well, I disagree with one thing you said, which is babies don't cost that much. It does cost money to raise a child.
But Dr. Phil, one of the reasons...
Well, hang on just a second. You've had your hand up for a long time back there.
My biggest concern with our overpopulation crisis, either way you see it, is that we have over 400,000 children in the U.S. foster care system.
Correct.
A lot of these kids don't even have a chance because no one wants to adopt them and people want to keep having children of their own. But my question is, if a lot of these people say, well, I couldn't love a foster child or an adopted child the way I love my own flesh and blood. Why is that? Do you really want to be a parent, or is it something else you want?
Well, why should they? It's not yours. It's not your responsibility. It's not your burden to carry.
What do you want to say?
I would like to speak to you guys directly, you two. To your point that poor children are the worst in the world, and that immigrants are also not a good thing for this country. I'm someone who grew up in an orphanage in Russia. I lived there for 12 years. And then I came to the United States, and I've been working countless hours at the LA Food Bank and in the Skid Row. And I just think it's so messed up what you guys are saying. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be crying.
That's okay. Just talk through the tears. I want to hear what you have to say.
I'm someone who came from Russia, and I've been putting in countless hours working, volunteering for people in Skid Row.
Well, what you
So
don't
just, I'm an
realize...
example to you that we are not the worst people in the world.
Can I ask how old you are?
31.
So you're 31, right? I've been mentoring young guys since I was 18, from the ages of 14 through 24. I grew up in the inner city of Detroit, right? Crack house, directly across from my house. Crackheads jumping out of the windows. All I see right now is the Victim Olympics. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for anybody. And you know why I don't feel sorry is because I see this every single day in the communities that I serve.
And what's your point?
The point is that the reason why all of these kids are on Skid Row is because they're growing up in environments where people are not able to provide and give them the opportunities that they need to thrive.
Well, I submit you don't know why they're on Skid Row. And saying that we don't need immigrants in this country, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for immigrants. We are immigrants. You don't understand that. Because people are poor doesn't mean that they're going to wind up being on the government dole. Because there were 4 kids in my family, and we were so poor we couldn't pay attention. And I didn't wind up a criminal. I didn't wind up being on the government rolls. You can't just sweep people all away with one fell swoop and just say because you are not privileged as a child or your parents weren't privileged that means you shouldn't exist.
You are an anomaly. You're
So
the
are you
minority.
then.
Yeah, but the majority of the people that grow up like you described, they end up in a bad situation.
Then we need to do something to put them on a different track. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.